Hey everybody, let's do something stupid. I'm gonna record my first draft. It's 11:44 a.m. Set literally just went live. I have never drafted it before. Let's do it. By first picking Anya, Maid of Dishonor, 4/5 for 4. Whenever she or other vampires enter, you make a blood token once a turn. You can pay 2 to sack another creature or a blood token to drain. So black-red blood token payoffs, kind of going to be what we're going here. Rending Flame looks like also a very good pick here. I really want to build the wolf deck. Foreboding Statue should be a relatively high-ish pick, just because it goes in literally every deck. It ramps, it fixes, it does everything. The blue cards all look relatively mediocre here. Yeah, pretty easy on you, and we'll see where we go. Also, fun update. It's just nothing but boluses with no names. You cannot see who's in your pod. They're trying to crack down on the draft pod collusion that definitely happens. I know for a fact it does. Could stop some stream sniping well in draft as well, although it doesn't stop the in-game stream sniping, which honestly is the bigger issue. So Wedding Security should be pretty good if we're in this blood deck. It's a 5-mana 4/4, which is a little overcosted, but as long as we sack a single blood token once on attacks, we draw a card and also get a counter, which should be good. Skull Scab is fine, but we're not getting into it off of that. The red card here is not great. Maybe we can wheel this Gist. We'll see. I hate that there's Gists and Geists. Bleed Dry also could be a very good pickup here. It is just straight up hella removal. And actually, maybe I take straight up hella removal. Yeah, let's take just straight up removal. So here we get an Evolving Wilds, which I like a fair bit. The green cards are pretty dang weak. The red card's pretty weak for us. This card's fine, but not better than an Evolving Wilds here. The blue cards are not that amazing. And this isn't that amazing. So we're just going to take the Evolving Wilds here. If we splash with it, cool. If we don't, cool. It's all good. Evolving Wilds is totally fine. Okay, so here. I don't super care for Edgar's Awakening. I think Lamholt Raconteur is decent. Fierce Retribution is pretty dang good. No. Also very good. I think the Retribution might be better here. No. So yeah, I think we'll take the Fierce Retribution. Doesn't mean we're going white, but I don't think we super require or want a Raconteur. It's just fine, whereas this is straight up removal. Yes, they have to attack you. Your opponent's probably going to attack you. At that, your opponent is also playing the game of Magic, remember. And late game, they don't even have to attack us. We can just blow them up. Here, I see a Blood Petal Celebrant, which I like because it's blood tokens if we do end up in black-red. I like it more than the Dissenter. Lacerate Flesh is really overcosted for only 4 damage, but it also makes blood tokens, but I would rather start getting creatures than Lacerate Flesh here. The green cards are mediocre. The blue cards are fine. I think people are going to sleep on this card. I think it's going to be way better than anybody gives it credit for. It's not amazing. Even good's a strong word, but I think people are going to trash this card, and I think it's going to be totally fine because it's going to basically turn off an attack. Yes, they have a blocker, oh well. And yes, exploit. But if you are trying to figure out why enchantment-based removal is bad because of exploit, you are losing games you shouldn't lose. Sure Strike is a fine combat trick that I might want to play. Diregraph Scavenger also is okay. Best card here. I mean, there's a lot of green. This one's bad. This one's narrow. This one's fine. And this one is fine as well. There is the Honored Heirloom if we think there's a chance that we're going to actually splash something. I don't think I'm going to miss this combat trick. I don't think I'm going to miss the Diregraph Scavenger. I might miss the ability to easily splash, so I'm going to take the Heirloom. Well, there we go. Well, there we go. We're black-red. Here's the black-red signpost uncommon. It's going to make us a blood token. We get to sack it to kill something based on number of blood tokens we have, or double the number of blood tokens we have. Um, yeah, that's great. That's a huge signal. That's awesome. Not looking for bloody betrayal. Not looking for a persistent specimen. I'm not going to splash any of this stuff. So I guess let's try sending a signal. Be like, hey, get out of red. Fearful Villager is fine. It's a totally fine filler card. Specimen, no, I don't have a reason for Specimen. The blue cards, this one's fine. This one's not great. This one's not good. That's not good. So yeah, let's take the Villager, and I think we're going to lock on into black-red here with a splash of whatever powerful card we find. Maybe we get Edgar or something. I'm excited for this format. If you haven't watched the set review yet, partway through, or actually I guess towards the end, guest came back as I hoped, so that's good. And actually, this is a good example. Partway through the set review, I noticed there's a lot of cards like this Gluttonous Geist, who is a 1/4 for the butt deck, and a Vampire that makes blood tokens for the black-red deck, and it gains life for the black-white deck. There's a lot of these cards that see, actually Flourishing Hunter's the other one. It's a 6/6 for the butt deck. Remember, they can have big fronts and still have big butts. But it's also a spirit, if spirits are mattering for you, and it's gaining you life, if gaining life is mattering for you. There's a lot of cards that really cross the archetypes. And I think that could make for a really cool draft format. Because remember, I like the draft, the gameplay, whatever. I'm not going to play any of these cards. So yeah, sure, we'll take that. Take that for signaling purposes, I guess. Yeah, nobody's respecting that card, and nobody appears to want to splash. And a Sheltering Bows. What do we get? We get a Dream Shackle Geist. I'm not splashing that. We get a Catapult Fodder. Big butt. Big butt. Big butt. Small butt. Small butt. A hearse I don't super care about. There's just an Abrade here. I think we're probably just taking the Abrade. Kill something. Seems good. The butt deck is not yet for us. Because I don't really want to play a 3-mana 1/5. Yeah, I just want the Abrade. Somebody else can enjoy their butts. We get a Flame Blessed Bolt, which is fine. It's better than Dread Fugue, which is awful. Grizzly Ritual is okay, but I think we can probably get one. It is removal, but it is 6 mana removal. So you only want one. You want 0, but you can play 1. Flame Blessed Bolt is fine. It'll kill something. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just take that Blessed Bolt here. Best card in the pack is probably just Circle of Confinement. I would be taking that if this was pack 1, but I'm not splashing it. So let's take the Bolt. I'm also not going to splash this Fierce Retribution. We've got a Dominating Vampire, which is basically a vanilla 3/3, unless you have a lot of vampires, and even then it's kind of a vanilla 3/3. But I think it might be better. I think the first one of those might be better than the first Blood Craze Socialite. I'd like to play one of these. We're not yet making blood tokens like crazy. But yeah, I'd like to play with the rare first, and then we'll see where we go. No, we get a Blood Craze Socialite. Perfect. There's Mind Shot. This Geist maybe will come back around. Guest. 2 things are going to get me in this format. Guests and Geists. And does this fly? Or does this fly? Or does this fly? Why does that not fly? Right, because she's the one that's standing on the boat and somehow magically got to the boat. Not by flying, apparently. This one doesn't fly, despite the fact that she kind of looks like she's flying. And then don't get me started on the one that's literally just standing on a balcony and is flying. We've got another Abrade here. which is better than Celebrant. Celebrant is just filler, even for the Black-Red Blood deck. It's okay, but if we want one, we can get one, whereas a Braid is a little bit more premium. Bloody Betrayal I don't want. Diregraph Scavenger is totally filler for me. Blood Servitor, again, there's better ways for us to get blood tokens, so let's take the second Braid. Second Blood Tithe Harvester, there we go. We are in our deck. We're making blood tokens. We're making blood tokens every time a vampire comes in. We've got ourselves 6 vampires, 7 vampires now. These vampires are making blood tokens. This one's making a blood token when it dies. This one when it comes in. This one when it comes in. Heck yeah. Nothing here. Literally stone nothing. Best card in this pack is the bounce spell. Yeah, probably the bounce spell. All these cards suck. Let's take an uncommon for the Volt progression. Well, there's the Sure Strike that I kind of wanted one of. I don't super care about the Vampire's Kiss. It's a pretty bad way to make. Although, I mean, even this makes blood tokens, but also does life. But also, it's just bad. There's another Sure Strike. I'm not going to play 2. There's a chance there's not enough space for the 1. But we'll take it for signaling purposes. Just tell everybody to get the hell out of red, which I think they've done. Fearful Villager, I doubt we're going to play a second one, but we'll take it just in case we have to. Lacerate Flesh, I probably will play one of these. That's about what I want. Bloody Betrayal, I don't want. Hey, we got it back anyways. All right, pack 3, I'm basically just looking for kind of like good black cards to finish this off, and maybe our splash to justify the wild heirloom. We'll always play the wilds. We just won't play the heirloom if we don't get a splash. And I want my splash to be Edgar. That's what I want to see. Hey, this is the one standing on a balcony, but apparently flying. And then she transforms into a vampire that stands on a bush, which apparently is also the definition of flying. She's on a balcony. She's leaning on the balcony. Her arm holding the bowl is on the balcony. That's not flying. If that's flying, then I flew every day in my old apartment. We'll take it. It's fantastic. Makes blood tokens when things dies. We're going to have blood tokens. She's going to flip. Our blood tokens are going to become bats. It's going to be great. Gonna be great. What do we get back? Nothing. Maybe this Grisly Ritual, if we want it. And we might not. Falconwrath Forebearer? Yup. I'll play that. It's not great. Like, it is basically just a Vampire Lacerator that might make you some blood tokens. But that's fine. I'm just not like pack 1, pick 1. If this was our pack, I might take this Paladin over it. But that's probably about it. And I'd probably take whatever somebody else took. A common spell. If it was Bleed Dry, I would have taken Bleed Dry over this as well. But it does not look as though we are going to splash, so we can get rid of this heirloom. This card's bad. Gift of Fang should be decent in our deck. We've got 10 vampires, but we're actually slightly short on creatures. So I might just want to grab another guest right now. Yeah, let's grab another guest. I also might want to play 18 lands because I'm making so many blood tokens. This pack is dead for us, which is cool. We'll take a Lacerate Flesh. Because the reason I would want to play 18 lands is because we're going to have so many blood tokens. We don't want to throw away real cards to blood tokens. We want to throw away lands to blood tokens. How do we ensure that? By playing 18 lands. Playing 18 lands also ensures that we're going to hit our mana. And then we get to go from there. These are also bad. Are you in black-red? I feel like you might be in black-red. For some reason. We're not going to splash that. We're not going to splash that. We'll take another Celebrants, I guess. It's not really what I wanted, but okay. Yeah, I feel like they're in black-red. That's unfortunate. I don't want to play this, but we are still looking for playables a little bit. I just saved your eardrums. please praise the mute button in the comment section below. Unless it didn't work, in which case you can't hear me right now. We'll take a Blood Servitor. We're looking for playables. It's a playable. Belligerent Guest, what do you do? 3/2 trample, deal damage, make a blood token. Sure. I'll play you. So there's our 23 if we're going to play 17 lands. I don't know if I want to play 17 lands. There's another Grizzly Ritual. I don't think we need it. Nothing here. This Paladin went all the way around. Okay. So we're up to 16 creatures now. We found our creatures. We figured out where they were all hiding. Let's take another uncommon for the vault progression. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of our things have ways of making blood tokens, whether they make them on ETB or death or other things death. We are pretty dang stocked for blood tokens. And so I think I want to play 18 lands. Wait, am I already playing? Oh, I'm already playing 22 cards. What did I cut there at the last second? Oh, the Evolving Wilds was telling me 23. That's why. Yeah, this might just be the deck. We've got one unconditional removal. I might want to cut like the Fearful Villager for a Grizzly Ritual. Just have one more piece of unconditional removal. And I definitely want to play 18 lands. One more mountain, please. All right. There's our deck. Let's go drink some blood. How's that sound? A good way to spend a Thursday afternoon. All right, let's play first. Seems good. Seems very good. This board's a little dark. I feel like if people play the black and white Innistrad lands, they're gonna really. Oh, this art is hard to see too. I miss my Zendikar board with a lot of light on it, where things were much clearer. So whenever she or another non-token creature dies, make a blood token. Yeah, and she's also a 2/1 flyer because of, you know, the balcony that we've already talked about. Don't touch it. Don't. Is there anything for 2 mana that would kill it? I don't think so. You got a Wretched Throng? Sure. So 2/1, when it dies, you can go find another one. Take 2. Now, is it my... I assume it's my creatures. Yeah, my creatures die. I'll take 2 off this Thong. It's fine. I'd rather abrade whatever gets played here. Nothing? Nothing? Fine. Go find your other Throng. I dare ya. I dare ya. I dare ya. No! Alright, we got a blood token, which is great, because I can throw away one of these lands. Into another land. Alright, you got another one in there? No? Perfect. Flooding out. Flooding out. No, this is not because I'm playing 18 lands. Playing 18 lands does not... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Playing 18 lands does not put 9 in your top 12. That is not how that works. Well, let's Lacerate Flesh. Make ourselves a blood token. This is still statistically incredibly unlikely, even with 18 lands. Stitched Assistant, 3/2. They could exploit it if they wanted to draw a card. They do not want to. We are going to blood token, pitch one of these swamps. We're going to play our 1/1 right where I want it on turn 6 and pass the turn. So we could block and use Sure Strike as a defensive combat trick. It's not the best plan I've ever had, but it's a plan. All of our good stuff is just waiting in our deck here. As opposed to our 1/1 for 1 and our 5 mana. They're going to Hero's Downfall my 1/1. You got it. You got it. Using premium unconditional removal on a 1/1 to save your 3/2. I would not normally advise that. We are going to drop a Socialite, and we are going to pass the turn. I'll take 3 here. Our Socialite represents a pretty good amount of damage. Cruel Witness, 3/3. Whenever they cast a spell, they can surveil 1. That's fine. We are going to blood. Ooh, hello. We are going to drop Anya. We are going to come on and slam and sack a blood token for 5, dropping them to 15. And let's get going. Does she have to tap for this? She does not. Perfect. So if you have a bunch of blood tokens, you can just spend like 8 mana to deal 8 damage. Because it's 2 mana per damage. Plus the life swing. It's going to keep us in this pretty heavily if Anya doesn't just die here. And they've used a lot of premium removal already. Taps down Anya. That's fine. Powerfully fine. Ouch, ouch. Because we can still activate her. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna Fear Death her as well. Okay. Can still activate her. So this person knows Fear Death. Look at this. Anya is now a negative 5/5. It's not necessarily the best creature anymore. It is actually still the best creature on this board by a mile. So we could Grisly Ritual that Cruel Witness, which is causing us a bit of a problem here, as well as get a couple of tokens. And we can get in for 3. Actually, we can get in for 5. So let's do that. Let's kill the Cruel Witness. We'll get in for 5, sacking 1 blood token. They're going to bounce that back to their hand. Okie dokes. So I don't get my blood tokens. That's fine. It's A-okay. A-okay. Because you're just going to spend your turn recasting this. So the question is, do I want to go to 6 to take them to 12? Kind of. Because we should start getting real blood tokeny here. And each blood token is a 4-point life swing. Well, no, because if they're going to replay a flyer, we need to deal with that flyer. So let's leave this back, and I'll block if need be. Land for turn. Replay. What is this? A bird? Bird horror? Eyeball bird? Sure. Easy block. Play your bird. You got it. Pass the turn. You got it. All right. Well, blood tokens for all. Let's get 3 blood tokens. And pass the turn. So next turn, 1, 2. Next turn we could just deal 6 to them. Take them to 9. We'll go up to 12. Falconwrath Celebrants could come in, deal another 4, take them to 5. No blocks. Binding Geist, totally okay. This isn't... Oh, this is when it's attacked, sure. Okay. Are you going to let me draw 2 cards to take me to 4? I would not advise it. They could exploit their Geist. It's not a great play. Exploits nothing? Perfect. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so whenever we sack a blood token, we gain 2 life. So we could sack 1 blood token and gain 3. Sure, because then we can also sack a blood token to throw away the Servitor to draw a card. So let's play this. We'll get 2 blood tokens. This is not sorcery only. Good stuff. And then we will pass the turn. So we'll sack a blood token with Anya, and then we'll sack a blood token to throw away Servitor. So we're going to gain... We're going to gain 4 life, so we're at 10. And they might take us to 7, so we're going to come out of this turn 1 point of life ahead. And they're going to come out 2 points life down. Decent attacks. I'm happy to trade here. Sure thing. Mirror Hall Mimic. What are you going to copy? Your flyer? It's got to be the flyer, right? There's no way they copy Anya. No way they copy Anya. No chance. No chance. Not a chance. Literally 0 chance. As my Anya just blocks their Anya, they could crack a blood token. But I'm going to win the blood token race, let me tell you that. Whereas Cruel Witness, at least, if they can find an answer for Anya, it presents like 6 damage a turn in the air. Now I'm preventing that 6 damage by sacking blood tokens for at least a turn. Probably 2 turns. They are thinking. And whenever an opponent takes this long, I always like to go to twitch.tv/themanaleak/chat and see if there's anybody hanging out in the chat room that maybe shouldn't be there. Doesn't look like it. But let me tell you, I've caught people more than once. Oddly, frequently people who are very high up the 17 lands leaderboard. Wonder how they win so much. This seems really bad, because this does not seem like a me problem or a them problem, because this should have done something. Was this draft free? Let's hit Alt F4 and find out. Let's find out. Not like this. Not like this arena. Arena, please. Arena, please. I think that might be the video. I'm going to say we won that one. Because I'm seeing in the Discord that apparently every game they play, right before they would win, the game crashes, and when it comes back up, you get thrown out as if it never existed. So thanks for watching. Bye.